Here we are. It's I'm the guy who talks first, Geoff from Instagram. I'm gonna introduce the cohorts. We got Randall Lawrence. What's up?
Oh, hey.
And Bjorn Ryan Gorman.
Howdy.
Right, I decided to reset, use full names this time, just in case you jumped in after I stopped doing that, and you're like, "Are these people real?" They are. They have full names.
We do.
And I know them. I know the full names.
Phone numbers, addresses, socials.
All right, I'll do those on the next one.
Okay.
We're gonna have to write down. If you guys want to add stuff to the intro, you gotta write it down.
That's all right.
I just dox you guys at the beginning. Right, what's your mom's maiden name? Let's go. Right, this week we're talking Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
It's Nicolas Cage month. Plus, it's Cage month plus one, and we're on week 4. Gone in 60 Seconds. This movie rips. It's a bummer that there's one of these in 10 Fast and Furiouses.
Yeah.
There could at least be 5 of each, right?
Yeah, they literally could do heists.
Yeah.
They
They're-
have a crew, they do heists.
Yeah. And they seem to have a little bit more structure.
Would they have gone
Yeah.
My question is, would they have gone up or down in the numbers? Like gone in 61 seconds?
Right,
Or
right.
62 seconds? Or are they doing it faster? 58
No, it'd
seconds.
be Danny Boyle style. It'd be Gone in 60 minutes, Gone in 60 hours.
Yeah.
Right? You just move it up like that. Like, you raise the stakes on what they're trying to
60
do,
days.
but you change the length of time they have.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's how you do it.
yeah.
It shares another similarity with Fast and Furious in that it's a remake.
Mm-hmm.
Fast and Furious, slightly less faithful. They mostly just needed the title. But Gone in 60 Seconds was a movie from 1974.
Wait, Fast and Furious was a remake of another movie?
Yeah, called Fast and Furious. Like, it's like it was based on an article, but there was an old movie that was similar that had that name already, so they had to do some stuff to get the name.
I
Gone
thought
in
it was
60
based on
Seconds is
Point Break.
It's based on an article. It's one of those
Right.
where
Oh, okay.
They're like, oh, this is popular.
Yeah.
Same summer, right? As 60 Seconds? I remember seeing
Gone in
both
60
in theater.
Seconds came out in 2000. I think Fast and Furious was 2001.
I'm on it.
I felt like it was the same summer. In my memory, it was the same summer, but
It does feel like that, but also remember these are both essentially 25 years old.
kind of like Ants, Bug Life,
So
Volcano.
it all kind of runs together.
I thought it was one of those, but
They are a year apart.
a year apart.
Yep.
Okay.
Fast and Furious was the next year.
Right. This one is the better version of all of those.
Yes, 100%.
Uh,
Because they're actually stealing, there's like stakes instead of like, we want DVD players.
right. The first few Fast and Furious is just things they want.
Yeah.
We're going to get this so we can get money. Then it became stuff other people wanted them to do.
To pay for these cars.
Right. We got to sell these DVD players to buy cars.
This was the first movie I ever heard of what NOS was.
Same.
Because he like hits the
But
go
it's not
button.
like, it's not as heavily, it's way less Chekhov's nos than it is in Fast and the Furious.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, guys.
Because there's not really much mention of it in this. It just happens.
It just happens to be in Eleanor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And why would it be? There's 40 of these in existence. Why would you soup one up to make sure it falls apart easier?
Well, isn't it the same car from the original?
I think.
Fast,
Yeah, it's the one
60
that-
seconds.
It's the one that it's
named
the one.
Eleanor.
It's like it's one of the few things that's directly from, like, they don't change any part of it.
So like, is it a sequel?
No.
Because he talks about how he almost got caught stealing it.
The whole idea is that it's the one car that he's never been successful in stealing.
But
Something always comes up.
In the original, he's like running in Eleanor from the cops.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was maybe
I've never seen the original.
I
I
haven't
just
either.
read the description of it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
You guys watched anything else between the last two?
We get we got some bogged down Ryan
Details.
Gorman.
Whatever. Let's move on.
Yogged.
Let's move on.
Right, we should. Oh yeah, I want to talk about that. We almost watched this. Me and Bjorn were gonna watch this movie last night, but he just got this game with a guy that skis. Ski guy.
He calls it ski guy. It's
I call it
called
ski guy.
Lonely Mountain Downhill Snow Riders or something.
Right. So which one of us nailed the name better? His might be closer to accurate. Mine is a
Yours is
significantly better name.
It's
Ski
way
guy.
better.
Ski guy, yeah.
He has no
And
face.
Somehow, right? He kind of looks like a Lego guy. Somehow, watching Bjorn ski on this game is unbelievably satisfying. And I do not, he's not a jerk. Every time that it feels like he should, he goes, "Do you want to play?" Like he offers, and I go, "No." Like the amount of time it would take for me to get good enough at this game to get even close to the same enjoyment from playing it as I get from watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that time.
I feel like you're somebody, who would get a lot of enjoyment out of the right Twitch channel.
Yeah, but he can make requests. He can go left. Try and go off
Yeah,
that
that's the
cliff.
thing I like.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
And so I will.
I'm watching the same thing.
Oh, so you're directing him.
Yeah.
No, every now and then I just go, "Oh, look, I saw a path over there," and then he'll respawn and try that path. Like we get a.
Yeah.
It's very satisfying to watch, and it turned out there was like, because when I first sat down, he was like, "I'm just gonna finish his run," and I was like, "Okay," like I wasn't even paying attention, and then I just slowly would
More
look
and
up
more.
from my phone and be like, "Oh, that part's cool," and then I look back down, look up, and then eventually I realized I'm just watching this, and then I was like, "No, do another one." Like I kept making him do it.
And then it was 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So
It was like a full 3 hours before either of us really knew how long it had been. So we watched Gone at 60 this morning instead. That's why part of the grogginess.
Oh, so you guys didn't watch it at all last night?
No, we ran out.
Yeah.
We spent all of our time.
playing, and then we played Outlaws.
Yeah,
The
we got
new
the
Okay.
Star Wars game. How about the
Got it.
Star Wars game so I could watch Bjorn play it?
I actually enjoy it more because he's like, "Oh, go over there," or like, because there's like random parts where you can just lean against the bar and like
Sure.
look at the casino world. I don't know any of the things.
Right? That's all I wanted out of it, too, was anytime there's like a take a break spot, I'm like, take a break, because all I want is to see more stuff.
Right.
You go to all these.
The first
bars
level
and-
takes place in the underbelly of Canto Bite, the
Okay.
casino world from episode 8, but below all the riches.
Okay.
So
It's like when you find yourself on Fremont Street,
Okay, gotcha.
but Star Wars.
What's funny about that? So John also plays a bunch of video games, and he's on a Star Wars one now. But in general, like video games, I grew up on basically Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, and Donkey Kong Country. So those games are notorious for having hidden shit fucking everywhere.
Mhm.
So I am constantly on the lookout for
Yeah,
the
hidden-
little sliver of thing on the top of the screen. I'm like, that's a thing. We got to go
Yeah.
find it. So when I watch John play something, I'm constantly looking around his character for places for him to go.
That's Paul does that, but he was doing that. It was really helpful when we were trying to solve puzzles because you turn and then it like highlights a thing. and
Yeah.
I don't always see that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's over to the left, and then so we did play that one for a while too.
Mhm.
it's a pretty cool
It's
episode.
fun, yeah.
It's like the worst drawn movie, but it's a pretty cool story.
Yeah,
Like
and
it looks great for a video game.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean. I'm not.
and this game bombed, so
Oh,
we got
really?
it for $25. It's a $70 game
Oh
normally.
shit.
So
Okay.
it's a
Right.
massive game, and there was all this money poured into it. People hated it.
Is it just bad?
No, we turned it on and we found out why right away. The character you play is a lady.
Oh,
we think that's
it.
Okay.
Take
fair
that with a
enough.
grain of salt.
Well, no, it's the same thing with Last of Us Part 2. Like, people hated that
Yeah.
because the main villain is just a kind of buff lady.
Yeah, it's
Right. Star Wars fans aren't great at being cool about women doing stuff a lot.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a section of the fandom. And they also get real vocal online.
Dude, every big franchise like that, like Star Wars has that, Last of Us has that, fucking Mad Max has that. Like, there's Rick and Morty is probably the biggest offender of toxic fandom. Just fans that fucking suck about some shit.
but
Yeah.
we benefited because I would not have paid $80 or
Right.
$70 for that thing, but 25.
Right.
Yeah.
Feels like a lot to pay to watch somebody play a game too. So I also wouldn't have paid 80.
But that's the cost of, 25, that's the cost of 2 first run movies.
Yeah,
and you
get
endless entertainment.
And
out
I
of it.
might play it at some point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till he figures out all the controllers so he can tell me what all the buttons mean. But
Well, and it's cool because he hasn't played games. It's essentially like playing any of those games. It's very similar where
It's
there's
just like a third-player
climbing.
RPG, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a little bit of shooting. There's a lot of stealth.
a little like I could see the one game that I'm familiar with. I have to go way back, but it's GoldenEye a little bit.
Yeah.
a lot of
The right, some of the levels there's no way to go the wrong way,
Yeah.
and then some of the levels there are. Some of the parts of the levels.
what's the Naughty Dog game
Which one?
that they made a movie out of? Why can't I think of it?
Not
Naughty
Crash
Dog?
Bandicoot.
No. The adventure one. With Spider-Man. Why can't I think of
The
it?
adventure one with Spider-Man.
Yeah, where it's like it's kind of like a dude version of Lara Croft.
Oh, Uncharted.
Uncharted. It's
yeah.
very much Uncharted, but Star Wars.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Got it.
Why couldn't I think of Uncharted? Just
Right,
danced
very
around
fun.
it till we got there. I just played 6 degrees of Uncharted.
Right, but to talk about things that are charted, Gone in 60 Seconds. Right, I've been practicing my segues.
So,
This movie came out June 9th, 2000.
mm-hmm.
It premiered at number 1 that weekend. So here's our top 10 for that week. Gone in 60, Mission Impossible 2, Big Mama's House, Dinosaur, don't know, Gladiator,
Is that a Disney movie? No.
Shanghai Noon,
It is a Disney movie. With like realistic dinosaurs. Sorry, keep going.
Road Trip, Frequency, Small Time Crooks, and U571.
Damn, I've seen almost
Frequency.
all those.
Yeah, I've seen most of those.
I haven't seen Frequency.
That's the one where he talks to his dead dad over the radio.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did I just spoil it? Spoiler alert. For a movie from
Oh, is
2000.
that the spoiler? I thought
25 years ago.
I
Or
just
is that the
like I
premise?
already knew that, so I just thought that was the premise. But maybe it is a spoiler, and just the movie's not good enough for people to not
know.
spoil it.
Does that have Jake Gyllenhaal in it?
I know
Sure.
it's Jim Caviezel and Michael Keaton.
Oh, shit. Jim Caviezel is in more than 2 things.
The one interesting thing about this week, just as far as box office mojo goes, sometimes I look up the weekend and it'll just have one title. Sometimes, like last week, Face Off, there was 14 total movies on the list for that week. This week, June 9th, 2000, there are 65 movies.
Holy
So
shit.
So you cut it down.
somebody, my guess is whoever made number 65 went in and logged all of these in so they could get their movie on the website.
Did you write that one down?
Yeah, it's called Love's Labor's Lost. So 2
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
apostrophes. Possessive.
Yeah.
Love owns the labor. Labor owns the lost. It made just under $25,000 that year or that weekend.
I hope their budget was 10.
Right. Shit. Roger Ebert gave this movie 2 stars. That feels fair. If Face Off is 3 and The Rock is 3.5, this movie gets 2.
No-
2 seems
No
2
thumbs.
seems,
I thought they did thumbs.
they did on TV.
Up to a point, because I think Siskel died pretty close to this time,
Oh, okay.
and there would not have been a second thumb to give.
They're like, it's only one thumb.
Roper had not
No,
been
they both
cast.
give 2. They both would give 2 thumbs up or 1 thumb up or no thumbs. Like they would both do like
Oh, so it's a 4.
right. We might circle back to how it took you 40 episodes to be like,
I
why is
know.
this stars and not thumbs?
I know. I
We'll
like
come
that.
back to that later.
Hey, we're all growing.
IMDb 6.5.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes.
But how many thumbs does
This
that
one
mean?
makes sense. Tomatoes finally make sense after last week's.
Yes. John pointed this out.
Critic score 26.
Uh-huh.
Audience score 77.
Yep.
This tracks. This is definitely a movie that people who watch movies like and people who critique movies can always find something.
This is like the perfect balance of score for a fun, dumb movie.
Yeah. When I see that, I know I'm going to like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
these mean Jeff Lake.
Yeah.
So this movie was directed by Dominic Sena, who had done, if you look at his IMDb, it's like 40 music videos. Then this movie, then Swordfish.
Oh, he did Swordfish.
Right, which makes,
Okay.
once you know that, you're like, oh, that's why they look exactly the same.
Yep.
He did a movie called Whiteout. He did a couple
They-
other movies that I can't. The Witcher was the last thing he directed.
They
Okay.
kept all the green gels from it
Yeah, they sure did.
for the lighting.
Yeah, same
They sure
camera. He just used all the same shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kept the
Same
cameras.
sets too.
Same camera
Yeah.
settings.
They just got a bus in Swordfish.
Right. This is also a Bruckheimer thing. He produced it.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Rosenberg wrote it. Had issues on the set. Walked off. So the two guys we've mentioned these two guys before over this last month, who were brought in to keep punching up the script. Jonathan Hensley and J.J. Abrams added stuff to the script.
Okay.
Was this Jerry Bruckheimer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we'll do the cast real quick. There's not a lot of who turned it down in the research. And it also, like, when you watch a movie and read the cast list, you're like, these would have all, most of these are first choice.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, it stars Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Giovanni Ribisi, Scott Caan, Will Patton, Delroy Lindo, Timothy Olyphant, Chi McBride, Robert Duval, Vinnie Jones, Master P, Michael Pena, John Carroll Lynch, James Duval plays the bozo in
Who was John Carroll Lynch?
he's like, who was he in this movie?
Yeah.
I didn't write down a character name.
I don't remember him
I
being in
can't-
this at all.
I remember him being on the IMDb page. That's as far as I'll go to confirm that
Huh.
it is listed on IMDb. I also don't remember, but that's 2 in a row John Carroll Lynch movies also. James Duval plays Randy Quaid's kid or whatever in Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then Christopher Eggleston is the villain. And his villain reminds me, it's interesting because Mission Impossible 2 is second on the list for that weekend. And these villains remind me of each other in that they could be better. They're the weak link of these movies.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in this one, we don't really need him. He's in the beginning and the end. So it doesn't really matter, but
Mhm.
it still could have been better. Master P was real hot in 2000. It was the fight, like,
Yep.
See, for me,
it was a big deal.
Master P was clearly settling for them not being able to get Mos Def.
Sure. Right.
That's
or
what that
maybe
feels like.
most stuff might have been too young, but Method Man, right? That was probably Method Man probably would have been first.
Mm.
Somebody
He's
like
on
that.
the
or-
soundtrack.
Well, like
Right.
when did Italian Job come out?
About the next year, 2001. Mos Def is not great at playing. Mos Def, I don't think Mos Def could do what Master P does in this. Like,
Well-
Master P is like gangster, shoot 'em up,
Yeah.
like criminal overlord or whatever. Like, I can't think of the word, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Mos Def plays like con man, sneak in your house when you're at home type of criminal in movies. That's I'll buy that faster than I'll buy. He leads a crew of 7 people that have no problem just opening fire in the middle of a busy street.
Mm-hmm.
But Method Man could do that, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this was 2000, so odds are pretty good. Master P was their first choice.
Mm-hmm.
He was very hot.
See, I remembered Jeremy Strong being in this movie from Succession.
Oh, sure.
He's not.
No, he's not.
It's Giovanni
Yeah.
instead.
Who turned into a DP?
What? He's a director of photography?
Uh-huh. He's now a DP.
Wow.
He did something big recently. I'll find it.
Anyway,
Great audio.
great audio content.
Right, well,
Yeah.
Giovanni Ribisi, this movie has like, what's the, like, God damn it. What's it when you, I fucking can't think of the word, but
I need more details.
you
Yeah.
get extra points for, it's a video game term for whatever. You level up,
NPC.
where
Oh,
you get extra points. So this movie gets its extra points from, right, you always get an extra point with, if you put Ribisi in it, he's really
great.
good.
Yeah.
Will Patton is an extra points guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this all falls under the Jeffrey Wright makes everything better.
Yeah.
And there's like a list of people. Jeffrey Wright is the first name that I go to in my head for this kind of thing because of Shaft, the Shaft 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his character in Shaft 2000 is so fucking good and shouldn't be anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't even supposed to be anything in the movie. He was just so good that they kind of changed what that movie was to have more of him.
Mm-hmm.
And these people, Michael Pena always makes your movie. Robert Duval, you could, in the year 2000, there's 20 70-year-olds you could put in your movie.
Mm-hmm.
None better for this than Robert Duval.
Mm-hmm.
Gene Hackman, Gene Hackman doesn't work in this.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Hoffman doesn't work in this. But Robert Duvall does.
Yeah, he's great.
The only person like in that realm that might also work is James Caan
Yeah.
to play this.
It would have been cool to see him acting alongside his son.
Yeah. Right, but Delroy Lindo and even Scott Conn, like, Scott Conn is good. Like, he's watchable.
Yeah.
So this movie is just a long list of people who are at worst watchable.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are great at acting and watchable. And Scott Conn is he's so watchable. It's so well cast. This movie should suck.
In this movie, like, Chi McBride is my guy in this movie.
Oh, he's so good.
I fucking love him in this movie so much.
I feel like Timothy Oliphant was underused.
I feel like he hadn't developed his chops that much
Yeah,
yet.
that's true.
You know, I thought Angelina Jolie was underused.
Oh,
There were
totally.
moments where, so like that line, when they're like busting Nic Cage's balls outside the diner or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then Oliphant does like when he's like, by the time you get out, there won't even be cars. Like, that seems like bad acting. But the very next line, when he walks away, then he just locks right back in and goes, is it like, who's Eleanor? You're like, oh no, like the way he delivered that, there won't even be cars. He's being dumb. Like,
Right.
So there's a couple of moments where you can see like he's better than anybody making this movie thinks he is.
Mm.
They're giving him that dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he does, like when he locks back in and does like the professional voice, you're like, oh, that's Raylan. Like, that's justified. You can see where he goes from that to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not that doesn't have his chops yet. Nobody knows he can. So that's why he's got that small part. That's my belief.
My touchstone for him is The New Guy. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, with DJ
Qualls.
yeah. I do
He's in
remember
that. Oliphant's in The New
Yeah.
Guy.
He's
Man.
the cool guy that like teaches him to be cool at school.
Mine's Girl Next Door.
Oh yeah.
Followed very closely by Scream 2.
Mine is Scream 2.
Mm.
Like, I already, like, that was the first thing I saw him in.
Mm-hmm.
And was immediately like, this guy's awesome. Also, I knew enough. I know more about movies now than I did then, but I knew enough then to even the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, he's probably the bad guy. Like,
Yeah.
if he doesn't die before the halfway mark of this movie, then he's the one doing it. But he was awesome, and then he was in Go, and he was in this. They were all. It's just so good. And you got a recap? I mean,
I didn't write one down because basically what it is that movie opens on Giovanni Ribisi and his crew trying to steal a Ferrari or a Porsche.
I don't know.
He's
Who
a
cares?
high-end sports car. Trying to jack a high-end sports car. Does so successfully, but the person he's stealing it for, I don't even remember why he didn't like it, but he gets caught up in this whole ring with a South African guy who's trying to boost a bunch of cars for somebody. Does an unsatisfactory job to some degree, and then is taken captive. While that happens, his crew notifies Nic Cage, who plays his brother, that this is all happening, and Nic Cage comes in to try and negotiate his way through his brother being released by this guy, by the villain. And
he tries to pay the debt.
Tries to pay his debt.
They fronted him $10,000, and he's like, "Here's your $10,000 back. We could be done." And he's like, I don't need the money. I need the cars.
I need the cars. So he gives him a list of 50 cars to steal. And he says, you have 4 days to steal these cars. If not, I'm going to kill your brother. Nic Cage is like, well, I'm going to steal this gun and I'm going to kill you. and his response is, okay, well, if you kill me, my henchmen are going to kill you and your brother, and then you're both dead. If you don't kill me and you don't deliver on this list, I'm going to kill you, your brother, and your family. Or you can steal these 50 cars and both of you are released from this debt. And Nic Cage is like, okay. And then he puts his old crew together, and the rest of the movie is them planning out and stealing 50 cars to deliver to this man in 4 days.
Right. So there's. Right. That's it. That's the recap. There are.
It's the quick.
The other thing to know is, I guess for like an interesting thing for this is there's essentially 3 villains they're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
The main big bad, the guy that has the I need 50 cars deal.
Right.
The cops, and then also Master P and his crew are mad at them for probably the first car or just their different car stealing ring.
This is why you
and
said
random muggers.
Master P. I was thinking of the other dude that's in their crew that's constantly with.
So you're talking about Mirrors.
Yeah.
That guy's name is Mirrors.
Yeah, that's who I thought was like
Master P leads the bad. Most Def should have been
Most
that
of
guy.
that should have been that
could
guy.
do that. Yeah, yeah.
That's
he for sure should have been that guy.
That's who I was thinking of.
That was a whiff. Like that's one of the few whiffs in the casting. And it's all basically the whiffs in the casting kind of add to the movie because the 3 biggest are the guys in Giovanni Ribisi's crew.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the modern one they would put like Kevin Hart in that role.
Yeah, probably.
Because there's like that scene where they let him
if they're
cook.
trying to go 1-to-1, then yeah, I would say Kevin Hart would be his recast.
Right. So, but we do get to see the very fun getting the crew together. I always like a get the crew together montage.
Yeah.
So he gets, Will Patton's already on board because Will Patton is who they contact that gets the message to Nic Cage.
Yeah.
So then he has that list. There's an interesting thing on the list where when they're calling people and they're like, oh, he's dead or that guy's in jail, like trying to dig up this old crew. One of the names on the list is Andy Garcia's character's name from Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead.
Oh.
So, and written by the same guy, Rosenberg. So maybe it's the same universe.
I really love in that montage, they call, like, I think his name is literally like Fish Guy. And he calls Fish Guy's wife. And he's like, oh, Fish Guy's dead. And then they call the very next person. It's like, oh, fucking Bob and Fish Guy ran off 10 years ago. It's like, oh, you had a little gay thing in there. That's fun.
I didn't even think of that.
I didn't think of that either. That's
my
funny.
first thought was, which one of them doesn't know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't know. Sphinx and Sway happen to be at the very end of the list. Thank God.
Yeah. Great reveals.
They were able to say yes because he did not have a full crew. This is Vinnie Jones' 3rd movie. He plays Sphinx.
He's in, Snatch before this?
And
Lock,
Stock. Right, so weirdly, this is his 3rd movie. His 4th movie was Swordfish. So
perfect.
His first 4 movies were 2 directors. He was also he was like a footballer, a pro footballer.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
It was like a goalie or something. Weirdly, 2 of his first 3 movies is a scene where he at least offers to cut open a dog because it ate a thing.
Yeah.
Right, the dog in Snatch eats the diamond,
right.
so he's like, let's get it. And then this dog eats a key.
Yeah, 3
bunch
keys.
of them.
Right, which also... Weren't those the keys you can't use? Like there was a thing earlier where they were going to use those. Those were the new keys, but were those the old keys?
Those are the keys to the Mercedes that are in the.
Yeah, but they never.
impound.
Like I was watching
Other
it
way around.
specifically.
They ordered 3 new keys for the new ones.
Right.
The dog eats those keys, and then he still has the keys from the ones that are in the impound. Oh, wait, no, it's the other way around.
No,
I got it switched up.
No, no.
I got it switched up.
You guys are both right and wrong. There's never a moment where they say, these are the old keys. They are talking about the new keys, holding the new keys, talking about they can't use the new keys, make the decision to break into the impound lot, and then the dog eats 3 keys.
Yeah.
There's never a moment where they're like, here's the old keys.
Yeah.
because that like isn't that happening while they're like isn't the dog walking trying to get him to shit out the keys happening while they're stealing the cars from the impound?
No, because they need those keys to steal the cars from the
But they
impound.
never tell us why they like those aren't the keys, because those were like when those keys were introduced to us, they were introduced to us as the new keys we can't use because they know about these cars, and then there's new keys, or I'm wrong, but that's how I took it. Either way, plot hole. Found one.
Yep.
I was first. I also might not
Just
be
the
right.
one. Not mentioning any of the. This movie was clearly written by people who have been in LA once.
Oh yeah, right. We know it's like one of the scenes where they park in front of the Frolic Room and the Pantages and whatever is like, oh, the only time you could park there is if you are in a movie.
Yeah.
That's not a part of Hollywood where you could just pull up in front and be like,
On
"Oh, I
top of
found
that,
one."
he has to. I found this like 2 years after it came out, and I think it's still on IMDb because I submitted it. The fact that they get from downtown LA to Long Beach in the middle of morning rush hour traffic in an hour is fucking insane.
Yeah, Gone in 60 Hours.
Yeah,
Right? That's the more accurate one.
But then I saw it last night, remembering they drive through the LA River for a substantial part of that drive. I was like, I guess that makes sense, but still.
Oh, you didn't know about short? They were the first people to have Waze. This movie was tied in with
Waze took him down to the LA River. Jesus, that's so funny.
Right, but then you got to make your own jump off, because if you let Waze tell you when to get out, they're gonna make you turn left with no light.
Right. Oh yeah.
Waze
Into a
Waze
river.
is out here trying to get people killed. Waze is part of a population control psyop. We're gonna tie up traffic, but cut down on the numbers eventually.
Yeah, go straight across, no light on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yep.
That's
Easy.
where I deleted Waze. I was like, nope, we're doing it different now.
I abandoned my car.
You just
I just
parked,
pulled
you're like,
over and left a note that said, "I tried Waze. Fuck it, you can have it." And then I walked home to Ohio from LA. It was safer than Waze. Took a little longer, but safer than Waze.
Right.
Took less time than Google Maps, but I'm the guy that didn't know there was an avoid highways button that I've accidentally turned on, and just every route is like, what the fuck? Everything takes forever. All right, my first question to you guys about this movie is, they steal 50 cars.
Uh-huh.
Some of them are, of course, some of them are just no-brainers. This one is the shit, of course.
Yeah.
Right? So we're definitely not going to do any questions about the cars where we're just all like, yeah, that last one is super cool. I like Ferraris, of course. What is on that list, what was the most ridiculous, like, what the fuck is this car on the list?
I think
Like,
it's an Escalade or
The one
or
with-
like the
Yeah. It's the
steal
one.
from the
It's the one that
party?
they steal from the party that Scott Conn is driving, and then the kid gets shot in the back.
Yeah.
It's like this is it's like
hard
a
to get.
fucking Suburban.
Yeah, it's
yeah, right? It's
the only thing I could think of is it's like an Escalade.
Sure.
They don't really. I was looking to try to. I was like, is that a Chevy Envoy? I don't know. Like it looks like
it looks like a slightly higher end mid-tier Suburban or mid-tier SUV.
right. It's probably leather.
Sure.
with the leather edition.
Right, but still, they stole it. There's probably, stuff from Sam's Club still in the trunk. Like, it's just a regular person's regular car, like a nice.
Right.
You know
It's
what
nice,
could
but it's
be. It could be something like there's something about how the car is made, a la like a catalytic converter where there's precious metals inside. We don't know why this buyer wants these cars. Just that they want these cars.
That's the thing that's throwing me off of this list is you have to steal the bad guy's like, I need you to steal 50 cars. The Escalade, the Denali or whatever, like any of the normal ones, those all make perfect sense if the goal is to just steal 50 cars.
Yeah.
But he gives them a list, and the list has a Mustang where there's 40 of them in existence, and a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. Like it has like the top end. It's got like some Jaguar supercar because they couldn't get a Maybach or whatever, or a McLaren. Like there was some car they just couldn't get their hands on. The movie, like that's the level of cars on part of the list.
Yeah.
Is a card that's real, but even this movie couldn't get to have them pretend to steal.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then further on the list is a 2000 Toyota Highlander.
Yeah.
I want you to steal
That
every
Avalon.
car from Jay Leno's garage. And my fucking mom's got this dope. It's a Ford Taurus wagon. So
It's got a 6 CD changer in the
Yeah.
trunk.
aftermarket. I mean, if you could just get the player, like I don't even really need the car, but I left I had a Limp Biscuit bootleg that I left in the spinner. What the fuck? It's so wild.
It is.
Why are these?
Makes no sense. Also, the guy who gets shot, he's sitting alone, backseat, middle.
Uh-huh.
He could be in any other seat,
Uh-huh.
backseat, middle. Like, he deserved to get shot.
He also wasn't supposed to be there, so
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
they were like the whole crew was like, "What'd you guys like?" It seemed like fun. It was like, now I
You
know
gonna
you're
ride along?
gonna die. You're the one in the crew that dies.
Right.
Also, he doesn't die.
No.
Right.
I forgot until right. Even last night when we got to the end, it didn't really dawn on me that like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that guy's still alive.
Yeah.
Nobody dies. Nobody on their crew dies.
Also, I love that Angelina Jolie is basically, by the end, like 4 different people's girlfriends.
Yeah.
You know, she's making out with Nic Cage at the picnic table at the end, and then when he gets up, she's like rubbing up all on, and then I think feeding the guy who got shot.
Yeah.
And then after that is getting all cozy with Giovanni Ribisi in the last scene. She's
This was written by a dude.
yes, 100%.
Wait.
And she's got dreads. Fucking why not?
Sort of. They're like
Sort of.
They're like the dreads you put.
It's just thick hair.
You put like I remember this because girls would do this in 2000. It's
Yes,
like this
the
like
waxy
wax
shit.
that you put in
Yes.
so you can just have dreads for the day or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I very specifically remember that.
Yeah, they did it in my school too.
I was already out, so I don't remember. Nobody that worked at Applebee's did that. So my only connection to that is this movie. It doesn't seem. I will say that never clocked that seemed weird because that the more everything after this with Angelina Jolie, that doesn't seem that crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Billy Bob.
Right, where you'd be like, her and Nic Cage are definitely in a relationship, but 2 other people think they are. That seemed pretty par for the course for a little bit of at least how it was presented. Probably not true. You know, tabloids don't like to treat women nicely, but
Yeah.
No, they sure don't.
Yeah. That scene in the car though, I definitely remembered it
Where they're
being,
both stealing?
Yeah, where they're like they're like, "Oh, let's hang back." And I definitely remembered it being a full-blown sex scene.
Oh, sure.
It's not.
No,
it's
it's
just
sure
some
not. It's a
just
little bit
some-
of making out.
just some cuddling.
Yep.
and
Making
some
out with a little bit of
teasing.
rubbing.
Some I can't quite because of the shifter and whatever. Like,
Yeah.
come on, you idiots! You all know like nobody fucks in the driver's seat.
Well, I was like,
Nobody
how-
fucks in a car that's 2.5 feet tall. Shit.
I was watching it to be like, how did they do that? I remember there being a sex scene, and it was in the car. I want to know how they pulled this off.
To be
just
fair
like-
to you,
and then I was like,
It was
oh,
the
they-
that
same-
is still during a sex scene.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
there
just
is
not
that
that.
other one.
Yeah,
So it just kind of like molded together in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
brain. Yeah.
right. You turned it into the pair you wanted to see,
Mhm.
and not these strangers. Where
Yeah.
it feels odd. Like it feels weird that like they're talking about how it feels weird to be watching them, but we're also like it's also weird for us to be watching them. Like just steal the car,
Watching
man.
everybody.
Well, they're right in front of the car. They do it, they'll get seen.
Maybe.
Maybe.
They don't turn the lights on. That was the thing I thought. They like steal it and they back it up with the lights off. It's like, oh yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it in neutral, roll it down.
Mm-hmm.
There's the thought.
Also, what kind of
Ferrari.
car was it?
Ferrari.
It was right. It was one
No,
of the
Lambo.
fat-
It was a Lamborghini.
Right, it was the
Yeah.
loud one. So
Real
yeah, you're right.
flat guy.
Yeah.
You got to push that one fucking 4 blocks away to start it. up.
Yeah. Kick it on.
Those are loud as fuck.
Yeah,
Airplanes.
They
They're
are.
like an airplane sound.
And on the startup too. But they just I don't think they roll it anywhere. I think they back
No,
it up.
they back it up and drive the fuck out
drive
of
it
there.
away. There's
Yeah.
no. That's
Actually,
all
I don't
right,
even think they
fuck
back
this
it up. I
movie.
think they pull it out.
Right, another plot hole. Lamborghinis are too loud to steal like that. You liars.
I don't care
Quit
how
lying
loud-
to us,
I
Dominic.
don't care how loud you are as a couple when you fuck. You're not
You're not louder than a Lambo.
You're not louder than a Lambo.
Right, if you're louder than a Lambo, then the cops get caught on you all the time. You're looking at your notes. You got something?
Oh, like when they got mugged?
Sure.
Remember that?
Yeah, with
They're
Michael Pena.
Yeah, they're getting mugged. I was like, that's the best way to deal with a mugging.
Yeah, just dig through some dog
Just dig
shit.
through your dog shit. They're like, oh, I don't want to. Gross. Get
What
outta
you
here.
are absolutely right though. Michael Pena should have been in James Duval's role.
Yeah, he should have been in Ribisi's crew. But then it makes Ribisi's crew more competent. And
Oh, can we talk about when Chi McBride is stealing a car and then someone tries to jack his car
Yeah.
and he gets out of the car and kicks the shit out? It was so fucking funny. I love him so much. I've never seen anything that he's done that I haven't liked. But that scene specifically where he says, I think he says it's an art form or something like that. God damn. Yeah.
I just anytime he's on screen is great.
Yeah.
The first car he tries to steal and they call and are like, they're hot, they know.
Yeah.
She having a baby right now? She having a baby right now?
This isn't even my car. I'm over here.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so funny. And so like nobody's even looking at you. What
No.
are you Who are you doing this for?
Now they are. But
Now they know what you look like. Before that, you were just a guy that walked by.
Yeah.
Why?
Even if you did steal the car, the couple that was right there isn't going to know you're stealing a car. You're a professional.
and
Yeah,
you have
they're
the
not-
key.
They're
And you
not
have the key.
the person. That makes sense if the person who owns the car is like, "Hey, that's my car." They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, she having a." That all makes sense if you got
Yeah.
almost busted.
Yeah, yeah.
But instead, he just yelled at the people over there
Yeah.
in case they were like, "That don't look like who parked that car."
And you can see the extras in the scene who he's yelling at being like, okay.
Yeah.
Like what?
All right. It's fine. We're extras. We should be acting a little different, but yeah, this is fine.
Just don't look at him. They told us not to look at him.
Yeah. They just spike the camera.
I do like the plan. I'll say that the way they explain why they have to do it all in one night makes perfect sense.
It
Yeah.
does.
By the time the first one's reported, they'll be on a boat. It'll be gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart. And and they do it. They get 50 in one night. Nuts. The names. There's a list in the IMDb trivia of every name and correlating car, and I skipped it. What am I gonna? Why would I need that information at all?
I
We
am
only
curious
need to
what the
know-
snake one was named. The
The car
Yeah,
with the
right.
snake, the Hummer or whatever.
The Hummer with the
Yeah,
snake,
yeah,
which
yeah.
also that's kind of cool. I've always thought it'd be cool to have
A car pet.
a
Like
car pet,
a guard,
like
a guard
cat
snake.
that just lives in your car. There's just a litter. I know it's super dangerous because they
A
would,
snake makes sense though
but
in LA.
a tropical one would
Yeah.
make a lot of sense. It's actually probably the best place to
Then you
have
just
your
got a
snake.
We
bunch
live
of
in
snake-
Portland.
Snake poop in your car.
I'm just telling you that if you're really fascinated by this, after we're done filming, I bet we could find a cat that lives in a car within 10 minutes on foot.
true.
On foot.
yeah.
We don't have to leave the neighborhood.
Look out the window.
There's a block and a half
Yeah,
right
yep.
right over there.
But there's a dog. But yeah, a snake that just lives in your car. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
It's better than the club. It's more effective than a club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think that the whole idea of the cops finding the list, like almost at the end of the night going, we'll focus on the rare ones, blah, blah, blah. When he knows Eleanor is a thing the whole time and knows that he would save it for last.
Yeah.
Just find a 65 Shelby GT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And there's not many.
I think they said there's 5 in LA.
Right. You can't get 4 other detective teams to stake out a car for one night.
Yeah.
You just have to watch it for
One car.
night. And just the car.
I have a sad note. I read that a whole bunch of super rare cars were destroyed in the LA fires.
Oh, really? That makes
Cars
sense.
like that
That
were
makes
in
sense.
garages.
That is sad, but that
like
makes sense.
Jay Leno style garages. There's a few of those in
Yeah,
LA,
yeah.
and they were just wiped out. Like there's like all these cars that are like one of one, or
That's a shame.
which is kind of a crazy, random sad fact. Okay, let's move back onto the movie. I realize as I've gotten older, I've started to appreciate the opening credit scenes a lot
Yeah.
more, like the James Bond style. I hated it as a kid. I was like fast forwarding them, but now they're so rare.
Yeah.
I love them.
And this one was super brief.
Yeah.
This one, because you get Nic Cage, you get Angelina Jolie, and I think you get Giovanni Ribisi in that opening animation, and then it cuts to whatever song it was that they play, and then it's just a montage
Some
of
Chemical
things.
Brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You're right. It was cool. It's also from that period of time. It doesn't happen with every movie, but there's that window of time right around now when you can date the movie by the font.
Yeah.
Where
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, this is a 2000 font.
Yeah.
Somehow. And they just moved off of it eventually, but it's pretty fun like that. The soundtrack, super 2000.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we were listening to it on the way over. Very
Right.
2000.
Yeah.
There's 2 songs on it that don't sound like they're from that month, and it is the Method Man Rockwilder.
Yep.
Like, because that's Meth and Red, and then the DMX song.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
everything else is Moby,
Mm-hmm.
Chemical Brothers, that
Fat Boy Slim.
right.
I
And then
feel like-
whoever did Lowrider.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that band is called War.
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 That's right, War.
Right, it's also the theme song to the George Lopez show, the sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
from
it's a good
Ski
song.
Patrol.
Yep.
The guy from Ski Patrol.
Guy
Yeah,
from Ski
the guy
Patrol.
from Ski
Ski
Patrol.
Patrol's George
He got his own
Lopez.
show.
He's a comic?
Eventually,
Yeah,
he's
all
an
those
eventual
actors-
TV star.
All those actors went movies to TV.
Ski Patrol. Right, as
Ski
soon as you
Patrol.
put that on, they're like, you're out of the running for any other movie.
yeah.
That's a good song. I like the one time when they all agree on a thing, like they all get hyped to that one song.
And you're watching the new guys being like, what the fuck is happening? And that's a great scene in this movie.
It was
Right.
interesting rewatching this because it's supposed to be like the new guys with the new tech and then the old guys with the old tech.
Right.
And then now, watching it now, it feels like, oh, it's just a bunch of old guys with old tech.
Yeah.
Right, and the old guys with old tech are good at it.
Mhm.
Like they could probably still do it. The new guys with new tech, it didn't seem as much. I didn't read it like that as much because the new guys were such fucking bozos outside of Ribisi.
Well, they are and they aren't, because like they say in the very beginning when they're trying to figure out the whole key thing, that he talks about newfangled laser keys, which is fun. But also they mention that in the string of carjackings, there is nothing about the carjacking that leads them to believe that they were actually stolen. Like the locks don't seem to be fucked with. There were no wires cut, nothing like that.
No.
So there's this idea
Just that
that
window they shattered in the opening
just the
scene.
window they shattered in the opening
Drove
scene.
through.
Right.
Right.
Into traffic.
Yeah.
No car windows were busted, but a car dealer's window took it right on the chin.
Right.
Immediately.
Also, I don't know if you guys caught it, but the dude who issues them the keys is the guy who he's the very first person that gets caught in Minority Report.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what is his name? I can't.
That's
You're
what I
right. That is
recognize.
who I
Yeah.
remember. That I recognize him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
When I scrolled through the list, I thought it would pop, but it didn't.
That's my touchstone for that guy.
Yeah. That would be mine too, now that you highlighted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I
Minority
was like,
Report.
what do I know him from?
Yeah.
Right. He got
Gets busted for
They
almost killing his
turn.
wife.
right. The other guy they turned was Bodie Elfman, Jen Elfman's husband, at the time.
Oh, did you also catch the Sarah Palmer in this?
No.
Yeah, she plays their mom. When Nic Cage
Oh.
goes to the diner to talk to his
Yeah.
mom, it's Sarah Palmer.
Oh, that's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that's Susan's mom from Seinfeld. That's where I know her from
Mhm.
because I haven't gotten to Twin Peaks yet. But still mom, different
Mhm.
mom, Susan's mom.
Little cameos
Um,
peppered in here and there.
I want to talk about Freddy's boiler room at the end of the movie, which Jeff, I had to explain to when I said it, but I said you would get it.
I do. I get that very much.
When he falls, he lands on a coffin.
Yeah.
I rewatched
Do you not
the
remember
beginning.
that?
I rewatched the beginning.
Why is that?
Because
I
he
rewatched the
makes-
beginning. Turns out that's his office.
Yeah.
Like, that's where they meet at the beginning.
That's where they meet at the beginning, and he
Oh.
builds a coffin for Giovanni Ribisi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so it isn't a coffin shop. It's just that one coffin.
one coffin.
Because
he
I don't know
made
if you
as a
remember
threat.
in the beginning when you meet the villain, he's
Yeah.
walking you through, and he's getting. They make a whole thing about him getting into woodworking. So he
Oh, that's
builds a bunch
right.
of furniture,
That's right.
and the coffin's the last one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was lost. I was like, what? I don't
I know, we
understand
both-
why he fell on a coffin. It
we
feels like we
discussed it a
should
little bit.
know what that is.
But
I hope Randy will know.
did.
I specifically started it over just to see if something
If
happened
there
at the
was-
beginning to show that.
Oh.
And then I saw it.
Also, did you guys
Chekhov's
notice
coffin.
this
Chekhov's coffin. I
Chekhov's
guess.
coffin?
Yeah.
Did you guys
That's
notice that this
crazy.
is like maybe the fastest first act in any movie we've watched? It is like
60
10
seconds? Is it 60 seconds?
It's
How fast is it gone?
It moves like John
John
Wick.
was making those fucking jokes all night when we were watching it, and like 20 minutes in, I was like, "You have to stop."
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
like-
"Why is it bad?" I was like, "No, it's fucking annoying. I'm gonna kill
Like,
you."
how long is the sex scene?
It's gone in 60 seconds.
Turns out an infinite amount because there just wasn't one.
There
Yeah,
wasn't-
right.
Or she just touched him and he was like, I'm done.
I'm done. I'm gone.
It's been a while.
But yeah, that I think the first act might be 10 minutes.
Right. It's right. That I couldn't remember where we were. It was
Yeah.
John Wick. Like in that they set up the opening scene is they're gonna kill Ribisi.
Right.
The next scene is
Nic Cage at
they
this
right. So they skip the scene where his crew tells Will Patton to find Nic Cage, and we just cut right to Will Patton finding Nic Cage.
Right.
Right to Will Patton and Nic Cage talk to the bad guy, and the stakes are set right away.
Yeah.
They move quick.
It is the pacing in this movie is really
Then we
good.
Get the band back together.
Yeah.
Right, and they do a good job of. It's enough time for that. Doesn't feel rushed, but also fun. Enough time to have fun. Not a lot of wasted time. Everything's pretty fun.
Like as dumb and, you know, in a lot of ways shitty as this movie is, the pacing they set for this and the way they establish the stakes, it's all very, very well constructed.
Right. Turns out there are some things you could learn from this movie if you're
Yeah,
a filmmaker. There's
absolutely.
not a lot, but some.
How to pace an action movie? Fucking on point.
Right? How to cast one? On point.
Yeah.
How to make one without this cast? Like, honestly, the cast is how you make this movie
Yeah.
good. It's
This movie does not work without its cast.
right. You can learn how to pace a movie from this, but that doesn't mean your movie's going to be good if you
Right.
don't have a cast this top shelf.
Right.
I liked the part of this movie that they had where it's like, yeah, stealing cars is cool until people start getting hurt. Like, I don't know. That element was like always kind of cool to me.
Yeah.
That reminder of just like, yeah, it's all fun and games until people
Like,
get hurt.
This is still
We
crime.
are taking people's cars.
Yeah.
Like, we could be ruining people's lives.
Like, this is crime, and crime is bad, and
Yeah.
you should know that crime is bad.
Like, it's celebrating it, but it's like, not, but it's
It's not
showing
even
that
celebrating because
stakes.
it's like it's celebrating in that everybody who's doing it is they're friends with one another and have a dynamic. But you could easily take this scenario and put it into like, you know, this is a gang of people who have to stop other people from stealing cars, and all the dynamics play the same.
Yeah.
You know, so as far as that element of it is concerned, that's a cast thing.
It's almost like with the way Nic Cage talks about it, the romance of I just like cars kind
Yeah.
of thing. Like,
Which really comes
you could spin it as what they do before they're shooting and people getting hurt and whatever. What they're really doing is committing crimes against insurance companies and inconveniencing the people. Like the people whose
Yeah.
car got stole. That sucks.
Probably not
And
their
they're-
only car, if we're being
Right?
honest.
Yeah.
But you also, if you own a car on this list and you don't have it insured,
That's on
insane, right? Like
Yeah.
these cars, they're not stealing cars that aren't insured.
There's no fucking 88 Civics on this list.
Right. That's why
You know?
that's why they had a 16-year-old steal the dude's car in Big Lebowski, because that kid was just looking for a car to drive,
Mhm.
Right.
not trying to steal a car.
Right.
Because a car thief is not stealing a 74 Torino.
Well, there's that one scene where the one kid just steals a random car and he's like, "Look, I helped," and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Well, that car.
But it's
that
still a
car's
nice
on the
car.
list,
It's
and it's a nice car.
I thought he said it wasn't on the
Oh
list.
no, you're right. It's not on the list. It was just a nice car, and it was sitting out, and the keys were in it. So like, and that's kind of that actually it proves both of your points. He stole that car because he thought it looked nice, and everybody's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, like-
and it turned out to be full of heroin.
Yeah.
So
Right.
like, it plays into that whole thing. But like to your point, there's a scene where all of this is established really well and really quickly, and it's when Nic Cage and Robert Duval are playing the game of engine sounds,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just the two of them really liking cars, and that's really it.
Right. Then there's a scene on the walkie-talkies where they're all chit-chatting about cars from TV shows.
Yeah.
I can't. That's a scene where when I think about it, I hate it, and when it's happening, I'm just playing along.
Yeah.
But you remove it from the at that moment. This is fucking dumb. So this is like, we already know they like cars. Why? Like, this doesn't make a
But you know
ton of
what?
sense.
Tell me that if you weren't in that situation, if that conversation just kind of started happening, that you wouldn't jump in immediately.
I would, but what throws me off about it is how they were it was TV only. Like that's what confuses me is that like if you're having this conversation, somebody's going to bring up the car from Bullet.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's like they had an established routine of, well, tonight we're going to do TV shows. Like as if we just didn't see the thing from last week when they did the movies.
Sure.
We're just doing TV shows. And then they don't even talk about like the Dodge Charger, the Dukes of Hazzard Dodge Charger.
So your issue
Or the
isn't
18
so much
van.
It just seems
Your issue
seems like an
isn't-
odd thing.
Yeah, but your issue isn't so much that conversation is happening. It's just not broad enough for your interest.
It's both. It's I don't know why it's happening. It doesn't. It's the kind of conversation that they put into a movie to layer on character traits,
Sure.
but they're taking up our time as the audience's time to reestablish.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, we're an hour into this movie. I get they like cars. I get it. I don't need to. And it's fucking weak. Like the trivia, what's on Magnum's car? Of course is Rob. Like these aren't even real trivia questions. These are what you would ask the person who just joined the crew to see if they liked cars as much as you did. These are not These are not things that you would say to other people who you've known for years and all like cars. Two other people taking part in it just a few minutes ago were calling out engine sounds from a tape deck. You think they don't know what car Michael Knight drives? That part drove me crazy, but also I was playing along, but it doesn't make sense. Like that part doesn't make sense. It's like if you just switch it, if it, it has something to do with basketball or whatever, and they're like, and they're walking Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry, like, of course. Oh, you must be a huge basketball guy. You've heard of Michael Jordan.
Those names.
Fuck, I get it. I accept your bona fides, man. I didn't know you were going to come out here with all this. I know Magic Johnson was a Laker info. It just is because it was like these people are supposed to be super into it, and then this was just very surface
it's not, like,
level.
super niche. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it didn't even get more. Like if you start it with what kind of car does Magnum PI drive, and then you work your way into harder questions or whatever, like that would make sense. But this is just Michael Knight has a Trans Am. Like, oh yeah, it's in the credits. It's a credited actor in the show and introducing car. That part. You guys got what? Somebody else take the reins for a second.
I'm looking at my notes.
Yeah, you got more stuff?
That's kind of it. I mean, I wrote down I did it for the cars begging to be plucked. I just for some reason liked that line.
I like that line. Yeah.
He's like, I used to do it for the cars. I don't know.
I like the whole scene of the cop getting into the heroin car and then revving the engine to blow the heroin. I really like that whole scene.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I also like how we don't know what happened to that heroin car.
No.
I mean,
or who's
at
they,
the very end, Nick says, "Get rid of this car." So assuming it's gone.
They put it
yeah,
back.
but how did they not make a second movie where the guy who owned the car chases him?
Well, I mean,
Sequel.
Tries to kill him or whatever.
I mean, to add to that point, the car that Chi McBride is supposed to steal when he has the fake pregnancy scare, we never see that car get stolen again.
That one
It's
was
a Mercedes. It's
right.
stolen
That
from
one was the car that
impound.
got.
Oh, that was
taken
yeah,
from the
you're right. That
impound
was an
lot.
impound car.
They got the other one from the impound.
Oh, we do have to mention Volvo is mentioned in the movie several times.
Yeah,
Right.
Where the guy
We had
distracting. but
we had eyes peeled. We were on beige Volvo watch the whole movie just to see if there might be a fourth one in a row.
there's not.
There's mention.
They talk about
Just
Volvos,
Volvo. We
that's
don't
the
know
closest.
we don't know the color.
I can assume. I'll assume. I'll take it.
The guy that said it for sure was not driving a beige Volvo.
No, it's kind of
I
a
It was
weird
Mears
one.
in a costume. Like it was Mears dressed up like Snoop.
Yeah,
Almost, but
and
with
then
a-
had a Barbie.
Right. Super weird.
Yeah, and that's how he's
Just-
distracting him. Very weird.
Right. I would have it would have been too many cooks or whatever to have the heroin guy become involved in the climax or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also, then why have it at all? Like,
Yeah.
why have that be a second thing? Like, this could have just been a car on the list that had heroin in it, and now you're panicking. Like, there's no reason to add a
Well, I think it.
mercurial fourth villain that then never materializes.
I think the whole thing with that was just to establish that this young dude is dumb, and
Oh, yeah.
also in it too. He's not doing it for the right reasons, and also it gives us an excuse to be nervous with the cop, and to establish Nic Cage being like reestablish the rules of what's happening.
Usually that would
I'm-
have some sort of payoff, though.
I know, but I'm more like,
Sure, yeah.
at the end of the day, whoever had all that heroin in the car is a scarier villain than any of the others in the
That's
movie.
very true.
Like,
And
have
we
it be
don't even
Master
know-
P.
it never
comes Right. up.
His crew.
Why wasn't it? Why couldn't it have been? It could have. There's so many ways to make it where just when some, like, you could pay that off, just fold it in so that one of the things that gets paid off also covers this.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Right, we got to talk about the jump at the end, the
The
traffic
jump.
jam on the
On the
bridge,
San Pedro Bridge, yeah.
and the way that flatbed just happened to be angled just right for him to jump.
Also,
10
he-
cars, 15
he can't
cars?
see beyond that.
Yeah.
Right.
So you
He
just have
backs
to
it
hope.
up. He's like, oh, I got to back up about a half a mile. to
I
make
mean,
this
he
jump.
knows. He probably knows how long the San Pedro Bridge is, how long, and like how fast he needs to go to clear 20 or so cars. But if that flatbed is right at the accident, then he can safely assume, like, I probably need around 100 feet of clearance to clear.
Right, I
even
mean, there might
the
not be.
biggest shit that's on this bridge,
Right,
unless
if
there's
it's
a hole in it.
Right, because it should be like, it's almost weird that it isn't that there are cars left to clear. Like, where is that?
Mhm.
Why is that truck way back there? If it's where the accident is,
He
then
should
that's just
be-
where it stops. So he
Yeah.
should just be able to. He could just theoretically drive up and over the truck, and back onto the road.
right.
But they make the accident far enough up that he has to actually jump, lands it somehow, mostly.
I don't know if you saw this in any of the trivia you were looking up, but it looks like Nic Cage was doing a lot of the driving stunts in this movie.
Yeah, he did. He did. I did look that up. He did a lot of the stunts. He took 3 different stunt driving classes and then
Okay.
kept it up after because he liked it.
Because I think he does it in Drive Angry too.
I would
assume.
I assume every movie after this he was allowed to do his own stunts.
Yeah.
That and that would be like the one thing that would be fun. I would do that. But I don't like to drive super fast.
Mm.
But
That last chase though is fucking dope. That was a great chase scene.
Yeah.
yeah. And then we get back into Freddy's boiler room.
Yep.
So that's just it's a maze, whatever. The only thing to mention there is the actual climax of that fight. It has one of my favorite movie tropes where the bad guy has Delroy Lindo in his sights. He's about to kill the cop. Nic Cage saves the cop, and the cop is like, I should arrest you, but you saved my life, so get out
Get
of
out of here, you scamp.
Right. And then I just imagine they cut the scene where Oliphant's like, what happened? He goes, vaporized, blown out to sea.
Well, I think like for them,
Quotes The Rock again.
they had the
As a real
homicide
Rocket Man.
on this guy, and they were like, well, if the rest of the department has basically said that our investigation doesn't mean anything, then why are we going to take him in?
Right. We're going to try to get it was a mutual respect.
Yeah,
when you have,
yeah.
because the Nic Cage does the nonviolent version of essentially an insurance crime. So he does want to arrest him, but Nic Cage doesn't ever want to hurt anybody. Just as kind
He
of,
just wants to teach kids how to ride go-karts.
you know, those movie things where, you know, you're like, oh, this is a cat burglar and everybody knows it, but there's some level of respect,
Right.
but you're not,
It's like,
like-
stealing from the rich. giving
right. You're
to the
not
poor.
crazy. I have to kill this guy because the guy's not actually violent.
Right.
But I do like that. Get out of here. I'll clean this up.
Mhm.
Like, oh, thanks, man.
I also really like the diner scene when they eventually put they finish Masterpiece
Oh,
the
yeah.
story, and they run in the diner, and he's loudly like, "The cops are in here! You can't touch me!"
Yeah.
Like they're fucking right there.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
right there. You probably shouldn't be yelling about cops not being like needing to help you when they're right there and you're a criminal too.
It's such a fun moment when they're watching through the window and he's holding the coffee and he offers it to Ribisi. Like, you
Yeah.
want some of this? And he takes it. Watch it. It's a very touching brother-to-brother moment. And then as soon as it ends and moves on, and I think about it for a second, I think, well, why didn't he just order coffee?
Or a coffee.
Like,
Yeah.
how did Nic Cage get coffee and you just didn't order anything? What happened here?
Actually, I will have coffee.
When you first sat down, when they first sat down, the plan was, we're just going to stay here till they give up.
Right.
And you didn't order anything? You should have ordered your own coffee. Giovanni Ribisi. Anyway, I found another plot hole.
The part where the Sphinx talks for the 1st
Uh-huh.
time at the end, and like I was joking
It's like
around.
such a poetic.
Right. It's like,
line
oh
read.
shit, now we got to pay him full
Yeah.
wages. We almost had him.
Right?
I love
he
the
was
fact that
It's
playing-
a speaking role now.
I love the
Damn
idea
it.
that it was improv, and
And they were like, oh, it's so
I guess we got to leave it in.
it's so profane. We got to leave that shit in here. Man, that's going to blow this budget. I did try to look up what is the most paid non-speaking role. Couldn't find it. There's
Huh.
like there was some data about like some extras that were paid a bunch or something. But
I have to imagine if I had to guess, it would be Bill Skarsgård in Boy Kills World.
oh yeah, he says nothing.
I don't think he has a single line because everything's narrated by John Benjamin.
That's right. What would be your guess at
I have
highest
no
paid
idea. Highest paid
non-speaking
non-speaking
role?
Yeah.
Just rattle one off. I couldn't think of any.
That's the only one I can think
That's
of.
a really good one.
No,
I don't know.
I can't. I have
Anything where like the voiceover is a different character.
the ones where. Oh yeah, I guess that would be. There's a good example. In the movie Haywire. Who's that? The UFC fighter lady who was in Mandalorian. The
Ronda Rousey.
no, not Ronda Rousey. The what the fuck is her name? But she's in Mandalorian too, and stars in Haywire. I'll look it up. So when we come back with the questions, I'll
Is
tell
she
you.
the
her
lady
name.
that got axed
Yeah.
because of? Okay, yeah.
Whatever her name is, she's the star of Haywire. But all of her audio is Laura San Giacomo
Mm.
from Just Shoot Me, and the Soderbergh connection is she was in Sex, Lies, and Videotape. So she does all of her lines. Like, it turns out
Okay.
that lady couldn't talk in a movie.
Does it count?
like Darth Vader.
Here's what I'm thinking, or a thought. Does it count if we hear them talk but we don't ever see them talk? And my example of that is Series of Unfortunate Events. It's narrated by Jude Law, who's on screen a couple times, but we never actually see him speak.
No, that doesn't count because he talks and is shown. I think the best example for, like, the only thing I can think of is the ones where they break down, like, you got paid this much per word. It's like Keanu in John Wick does not have a lot of dialogue. Schwarzenegger in The Terminator says like 140 words total
Yeah.
in a whole ass movie. Like, there's stuff like that I'm aware
Like
of.
per
But
word, but
as far as, I don't know a lot of who got paid much.
Yeah.
And
guy who-
definitely the ones we hear about. Like, I think the first time I heard about how much somebody got paid for a movie was Jim Carrey, and it was for sure a speaking role.
Yeah.
He
I
definitely.
heard about how much he got paid for The Mask.
He talks.
It could be also, it's a way smaller role, so maybe not, but the guy who plays Mr. Cotton in the first Pirates, because he has his tongue cut out,
Yeah.
so he doesn't have any roles at all, or any lines at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was like a
No,
cool,
that's an interesting question. I like
to
that.
think about.
We should look this up. Let's take a little break. So that's gone in 60 seconds, and we'll come back with the. Do you have more stuff? Right,
That was
we
it.
went through the. Yeah, this movie's fun as shit.
I love it.
Everyone should watch it. It's under 2 hours, so sold. We'll be right back with the questions and then the Raz.
Yeah.
Hey, we're back. It's time for the questions part. So this is when I hand the reins over to Bjorn.
All right. What was y'all's favorite part of? I almost said Fast and Furious. 60 Seconds and Furious.
60 Furious Seconds.
60 Furious Seconds.
What's yours?
Gone in 60 seconds. Favorite
The
part.
jump.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the jump.
Mine would be just the whole chase scene.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
mine. Eleanor going L.A. River,
Yeah. That's
You
such
know.
a good chase scene.
cutting through traffic. Perfect place to hit the nos. Like, it's
Uh-huh.
the safest place.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It was like they were like, okay, we got to do Nas because it's like a thing
Right.
right now. Where can we do it in L.A.?
LA
like-
River, there's no one in front of him, and if it goes wrong and he blows up, there's no casualties
Yeah.
except for him.
And those crazy helicopter. I swear to God, they didn't have to go under those bridges. You're in a helicopter. What are you gonna do? Why are you going under the bridges except just showboating? Like, come on.
They were trying to fucking honestly, that may have been an homage to T2
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or Mission Impossible.
or Mission Impossible
Right, or just some dope helicopters.
or just some dope helicopters.
He just trying out some helicopter stuff because he knew he had big helicopter stuff in the next movie,
Yeah.
Swordfish.
Yeah.
I feel like what part of the helicopter training do they go underneath stuff? I feel like there's a whole part of helicopter where they're like, you know what? Never go under anything. Even if you think you got it, you probably don't.
You know
Oh
what's-
yeah, it's wildly. They definitely don't teach that. They teach the opposite. They teach they don't go under stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
those power lines. Yeah, you don't go under anything.
Speaking of T2, I saw a thing about James Cameron was talking about how they filmed that. And the way he opens up, he goes, you know the scene in T2 where the helicopter goes under the bridge? That's a helicopter going under a bridge.
Wow.
It's like,
Wow.
wow. Aces. Good work.
Thanks. I love getting a peek behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Show me a little how the magic gets made. That's all.
We just called around until someone agreed to it.
It's basically what he's like, we had a pilot, no one would agree to do it. None of the stunt people would agree to do it. It was, and he talks about this, which was kind of fun. He's like, all of the shots in the helicopter, that is me operating a camera and the pilot, because no one else would do it,
Oh wow.
which I thought was pretty cool.
That's pretty
wild.
cool. But the first sentence reminds me of in the Eagles documentary about the band the Eagles.
Mhm.
There's a moment where they're talking to Randy Meisner, and he's the guy that wrote the song "Take It to the Limit," and he's explaining the song "Take It to the Limit," where he's like, take it to the limit. He's like, give it, you just give it your all. And the next line of the song is one more time, and he's like, so take it to the limit. You give it all your effort, and then one more time, you just keep doing it. Like, oh, thanks, man. This is in the doc. Like, you explained some lyrics that have no subtext whatsoever. It's all overt, and we all knew what it meant. And what the fuck is Hotel California about? You're gonna tell me what "take it to the limit" means, but not any of the rest of it? Come on. You said a helicopter going under a bridge? That was a helicopter going under a bridge. Okay. That's what I thought.
All right. Anybody get an Oscar for who gets the Oscar for Gone in 60 Seconds?
The casting director gets the Oscar all day. Like,
Yeah.
this movie is dog shit unless you nail a bunch of these. And this casting director nailed more than necessary.
Yeah. Arguably, he only flubbed like 2 roles.
Right. And even then, you can make a case in the room for why these bad ones are these like duds were cast. Like it plays in the movie. Like Ribisi's gang could all be. Those are the only 3 in the top 20 or whatever that you could recast.
Yeah.
That would make the movie better. But does it? Because if they're better actors, they might seem more competent. And their lack of competence is kind of what drives this movie. Like this is why any of this is happening is because these guys are kind of chuds. So that's what I'm saying about a case could be made. But also good actors could play chuds.
Yeah.
I've seen Burn After Reading. So it's possible.
Did you have a?
Mine was Chai McBride.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's every single fucking moment he's on screen is the best.
I put lighting.
Honestly, yes. This movie's lit beautifully.
It's actually lit beautifully.
Yeah.
Because I started paying attention to it because we were talking about it being like a lot of greens and there's a lot of consistencies that like yellows and greens. It's
well, the
cool
whole
looking.
all of Freddy's boiler room is lit so well. I was paying attention, like, oh, you lit every single part of this warehouse. It looks amazing.
It's great. All right, double feature for Gone in 60 Seconds.
This is where I stopped answering the questions on my phone.
Do you have one? Just
man, what's yours?
Ocean's 11.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Does some other get the gang together?
Yeah, let's get the gang together.
Right? Ocean's 11 if Ocean's 11 was a slightly less serious movie, Chai McBride's in it.
Yeah.
Somehow Bernie Mac jumped into that level.
Yeah. And we got a huge, I mean, you're right, because like we got a huge upgrade from both Mirrors and Mos Def with Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have one? A double feature?
I'm going to just say the Dukes of Hazzard movie because I like watching cars jump.
You don't have any
off the top
movie?
I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is Fast and the Furious, but sure, Fast and the Furious, fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I had originally, and then I was like, Ocean's 11 was mine. I don't have a favorite location on this one. I don't know, the LA River. It's like there's a lot
really
of traveling around.
I like Nic Cage's car shop / gas station / go-kart track.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for diners, and this movie had a couple of good diners in it.
Yeah.
The 20 like that late night one, you want to try my coffee one, like a 24-hour diner. That's nice.
What's your order at it if you go there?
It depends on if I'm feeling breakfast or not, but I will say that how I judge a diner is hash browns.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
If the hash browns are good, then everything is fine. I dig it. If they don't even have hash browns, fuck it. What are you doing? Don't even have breakfast. Fuck off. Oh, we just got home fries. Oh, so you're a quitter. I don't spend money with cowards.
Mine's actually opposite. Mine, I judge it on the home fries.
On the home fries.
Oh yeah.
Because if I get home fries and those potatoes are undercooked, this place is trash. Remind
me what home fries are.
It's like diced potatoes with like peppers and onions in them.
Yeah, with like spices and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine would be this is weird. I judge a diner by their club sandwich.
Oh, fuck yeah. Absolutely.
I can't do club sandwiches anymore, but I love a club sandwich. 3 bread.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Like you can really mess that up or you can really kill it.
Yeah.
It's like and the presentation, I don't know. I like they should cut all sandwiches into I'm turning into Jerry Seinfeld. Why don't they cut them all into 3 pieces and put a stick through all of them? That's the best way to do a sandwich. Let's do grilled cheese that way. All right, sequel. Do we have any sequel ideas for Gone in 60 Seconds?
I think we mentioned it earlier.
Right. The obvious one is the heroin car guy.
Yeah, that
right.
Comes
they
back.
all, they all go straight or whatever at the end. They all learn their lessons, but then the heroin guy comes back, so they got to get the gang back together. Right? Maybe they kidnap Ribisi. Like maybe he's just not in it. Or I mean, because Nic Cage is so old, maybe he's the one that gets caught, and Ribisi got to put the crew back together.
Sure. Yeah.
From the drug dealer guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the drug dealer takes him to Colombia.
There's a loose, right? Let's move this shit to Rio, right? Let's do Fast
car
Five.
chases in Rios?
Yeah.
Rio? Yeah.
There's a lot of epic.
Right,
They'd have to have that shot.
or whatever they crashed, whatever they smashed up in Fast Five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Here's my idea for a sequel. The snake car that they stole, that is owned by Snake Plissken.
Oh.
And he individually hunts them all down and kills everyone on the crew.
So this just turns into a John Carpenter revenge movie.
Yeah, it's a John Carpenter revenge movie is the sequel. And he doesn't care that he got his car back. They killed his snake. It's kind of there's a little bit of
John Wick
in there, but it was that was my sequel.
Now I'm just trying to pretend to I'm trying to imagine, would anybody give a fuck about the John Wick movies if it was a snake instead of a dog?
If it was a snake, that would be everyone.
No one
would care. Or like a tarantula. Like
someone stole your snake. Go get another snake.
Why do you have a snake? Good.
Right. Then we have to watch the whole thing as being he did take his car. That's why he's mad. I get why he stepped on that tarantula. That's scary. Big ass spider. I didn't know it was your pet. It looks like a nightmare.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite car action movie?
Oh.
Because I saw that IMDb had a section of car action movies, and I was like, ooh.
Oh, I didn't know they had
question.
One.
I think it might be this one.
This one is your favorite car action movie?
So.
What about you, Jeff?
Can I say Collateral?
Yeah.
I'm going to say
Oh,
Collateral.
that's a good one.
Because it just takes place in it's not really, I didn't know that this was a subgenre. You say yours and let me think for another second.
Death Proof.
Oh, fuck, Death Proof. Well, I want to agree with that. My problem is that the car action's great, but 8 out of the 9 characters in that movie fucking suck, and I want them to die the whole time.
I don't know. That makes the movie fun. I don't know. It's like those horror movies where they flip it and you kind of want the people to die, the teenagers to die.
Well, your sentence, I got so wrapped up in your sentence that I forgot what movie you said.
Death Proof.
Death Proof. Okay. Is Drive an action movie?
Drive
with
the Gosling?
With Gos.
Oh, kinda.
Yeah. Or what's
no, I take it back.
parts.
I take it back. I know my answer. It's Baby Driver.
Baby Driver.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I just remembered that too, as you said.
That one's
Drive.
so good.
Yeah.
Right, and so much is built around the car, the idea of the car.
Yeah. My favorite part of Baby Driver is how satisfying it is that stuff's set to music.
Yes.
I love how the whole thing's like a music video,
Yep.
but that's the director. Or
Dude, those
whatever.
opening credits, holy shit. Do you
Just-
remember him dancing to and from the cafe while the lyrics are just graffiti everywhere?
Yeah, that's so
That's so satisfying.
I
I love
But
Edgar
the same
Wright.
thing happens in the credits to Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
With the people
It's-
on the street and
yeah.
whatever. He puts a metronome on set so that the movements are made to the song, even though they can't hear the song.
Yeah.
that's so great. I didn't know
Edgar
that.
Wright's, I fucking love him.
I
No, I
really,
can't-
So good.
I really want to see his Running Man.
Same, dude.
I can't wait.
That
I've gotten lucky enough to do a couple of Douglas movies with John Hamm.
Yeah.
And that's the last time I saw him, we talked about that a lot. The metronome and because when he turns at the end and he starts shooting at Baby and it's set to that Hocus Pocus by Focus song.
Uh-huh.
And how even the gunshots and everything. And I was like, that's just so wild. But they would learn the beat, when they would rehearse the scene with the metronome would play during the actual shooting part too, so they could keep time. So everybody's movements in that movie is a culmination of different things that had been done. Because he would do it in music videos, then he did it a little bit in Shaun of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
The opening credits, the scene when they first get into the Winchester and that Queen song plays, and that's set to the song.
Yep.
There's moments like that in all the movies, but Baby Driver was a whole movie of that.
Uh-huh.
It's fucking awesome. Very, very satisfying.
And then you have Scott Pilgrim, which basically is just a 2-hour music video, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, it's good. Edgar Wright, little known guy.
Yeah.
Just give him some flowers. Check him out.
Yeah.
Check him out. He's good.
Well, we talked about recasting a lot, so I'm going to skip that one unless you have a specific.
I mean,
recast
the
you
only
want to
thing
do.
I can fire off the top of my head is that my legacy recast is I'd put Nic Cage in Robert Duvall's place.
Yeah.
If I were to make it now.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could fire off quite a few people. I'd probably recast Angelina Jolie with Margaret Qualley, or
Who's that?
she is she's the lead in The Substance and Drive Away Dolls.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd put her in there probably.
Did you have any recasts that we didn't talk about
No,
already?
just when I think about this movie, it's one of those weird ones where the only two people that really could be recast and the movie still could work is Nic Cage and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
It's almost like a basketball team where like you could have 2 stars and everything else sucks and your team's not going to win. But if you have 2 stars and a solid supporting cast, you have a much better shot. And that it's the second thing that's harder to get. Where, 3 through 10 on your bench all being legit NBA players, that's a harder thing to get. That's the 2 teams in the finals now are the 2 teams that have that. So you can move around. It's easier to keep the movie this good by, you put Brad Pitt and Nicole Kidman. If everybody else is the same, the movie is still good. Like, it's still this good. The stars do what stars do.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. That actually would be really fun.
Yeah, it would.
In this one. I think Brad Pitt would be rad in this.
Brad Pitt would be great in this, I think.
Anyway. All right. Better title for Fast in 60 Seconds?
I mean, not really.
Not really. I didn't come
No
up with
better
anything.
titles?
No.
All right, I got a couple. Bringing Out the Cars.
Bringing out.
Nice.
They're all stupid. Gear Shift Men.
Oh, I just came up
Snake
with one.
Guys.
Snake Guys. This is so funny.
Leaving Los Angeles.
Let's see
Leaving
what-
Los Angeles.
River.
River.
Leaving Los Angeles River.
And I have Randall's 11.
I was taking a drink, so I didn't give it his proper reaction. I don't think I can, or I'll choke and die. But trust me, I want to laugh real hard.
All right, do you have a description that's technically right but not great?
This is the
For
one
Gone in 60 Seconds.
place that I always am proud of my answers, and I didn't come up with a single one.
Right? A couple of exes reconnect over one long night in Los Angeles. They get their fire back. Memphis and Sway. We don't have to say what they're doing, but you get a crazy all-night adventure.
Yeah.
Now they're back together.
I have someone gets their car stolen and they have no idea what happened.
Never, right?
50 people get their car stolen, and one knows what
No
happened.
one knows what happened.
One. It's never
It
mentioned
jumped
again.
over a bunch of
Sorry,
I wouldn't
2
even
knows
be
what happened.
honestly. I wouldn't even be mad.
No.
I would just be like, "What?"
I would be pissed I didn't know it could do that till
Yeah,
now.
like-
I'd be like, oh, fuck. Like, imagine that guy wakes up, he's watching the news.
he sees
And
his
then he's
car.
like, hey, that's a Shelby. I have a hang on.
That's
What? It jumps. First of all, I can't believe my car got stolen. Secondly, I could have been jumping this fucking. I don't even drive. I'm too scared to drive it, and you can fucking jump this motherfucker. I'm gonna get this motherfucker, and jump this motherfucker.
I guess one, a college house party gets interrupted by a thief's son. Because James Conn's the thief.
Oh shit! All right, it's a little too
It's a little
much
deep.
for my brain to pull all together at the same time.
all right. Do we have a Tom Petty song for this movie? Do you have one?
Do you have a Tom Petty song title? And I'll tie it in if you don't. If
Okay.
you can't do it yourself.
So I'm going to go with the same one, Running Down a Dream.
I mean, it's a car song. They're driving, me and right.
Yeah.
Top down radio on. Me and Del were singing. Perfect.
Thank you.
Mine is Last Night.
Right? Which is the Strokes. But
No, it's Traveling Wilburys again.
so he was all right. The Strokes one fits better because
does.
it's kind of a remake already.
Yeah.
You take a knockoff song and put it on a knockoff movie. They're both dope.
I
but
really
they're
like
still
the idea
knockoffs.
that we do this segment and the two of us are just go with the same 2 songs
Uh-huh.
every time.
I also wrote down Dust in the Wind,
Oh, sure.
which is not.
Which is also not Tom Petty.
Maybe they covered it. I figured maybe somebody shouted that out at a concert, and he was like, "Yeah, let's." Let's make Jeff mad segment, and
This is the first
Kinda
thing
loved
that's ever getting edited.
like cut that out.
Right? We're gonna drop in a little thing where I go, Bjorn says something, but he said the N word. That's why we
It's
cut
an
it.
apology video for it.
I'm taking a song off The Highway Companion solo album, Tom Petty's solo album. This song is called Night Driver. It even
perfect.
references like the PCH.
Okay.
Right? So the whole thing, it's a bunch of people driving at night. I'm sure at some point they're on the PCH.
Yep.
I changed my answer. Mine is Randy Newman's I Love LA.
I don't know why Randy just said the R slur.
You gotta cut
There's a
that
lot
one
of
out.
edits. A lot of edits today with these guys getting real out of pocket. I apologize to the listeners. I'm gonna send both these guys to one of those classes where they learn not to say that stuff.
You're gonna have to go spend a couple days at the Museum of Tolerance.
Yeah.
Right? What is the word? Like when you have to go to that class, is it like it's not a tolerance class, it's something else, but there's a Tom Petty version of that you guys have to go to.
Tom Petty etiquette class. Tom Petty.
Yeah. You guys need to learn your fucking Tom Petty. You're just breaking my hearts over here. Your heart's breaking me.
Yeah.
Quit heart's breaking me.
Are we on to the 6 degrees?
Yeah, I was gonna say though, breakdown would be another one.
Yeah,
Breakdown's a
fuck
great
yeah,
one.
breakdown definitely. Oh yeah,
like for real.
Especially because we
See?
have 2 breakdowns in this movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
right. Isn't it fun when you do it right? I love this because it's just gonna make everybody that wants to play along will eventually just feel the pressure of learning more Tom Petty song titles and maybe listening to more Tom Petty, and this is all good for me. So
Jeff,
what?
Who are the 2 people that we're connecting between?
Because it's all
Yeah.
Nick Cage month, so we're
Face
just doing
Off and-
the ones that are the top 2, whichever one is. So it's Angelina Jolie to John Travolta.
Ooh.
So you start with Angelina Jolie. Randy will go first. Do you want to go first? You don't know how to do this.
I know how to do it. I was trying. You told me what I was going to be before, and I'm trying to do it without using IMDb too. So like just from my own
I
brain.
think I can get it in 2.
Well, we don't have to bid. Just go. Just start.
Okay.
Because I haven't even started yet.
Sure. Angelina Jolie is in Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt, who's in. Fuck, I lost it. You go.
Okay, all right. Oh, this might be fun just you give me an Angelina Jolie movie and I'll start with the one you give me.
Okay.
'Cause I guess ostensibly there's a way to win this part, but who cares? I would rather just do this. Everything's fun for me.
An Angelina Jolie movie. Let's go with Tomb Raider: Cradle of Life.
Nah, let's go with one where I know at least one other actor.
Okay,
John
Laura Croft's
Voight's in
Tomb
it.
Raider.
I don't know anybody in any of the. I've never seen those movies. I don't know anybody in those movies.
John Voight's the only other
John
person
Voight.
I
Oh,
remember
John
from
Voight's
that.
in it.
John Voight's
yeah.
in it, yeah.
So I can use John Voight. That's pretty easy.
See, I'm knowing all these now because I've been racking my brain trying to figure out. And then there's like Wanted.
Right.
That has
I know
like
James McAvoy.
I believe so, and
Right,
it also
and
has
Morgan Freeman's in
Morgan
it.
Freeman,
Morgan
which I
Freeman.
felt like Morgan Freeman would be a good connection to
Yeah.
something. But then I
Oh,
was
Morgan
like,
Freeman's a good connection to everything.
So what was the one you just gave me?
Laura Croft, Tomb Raider.
Oh, John Voight.
John Voight.
Right. So John Voight was in Heat with Robert De Niro, who was in some dumb shit thing called Killing Season with John Travolta.
Okay.
I'm impressed. I tried, even
So
with
you
IMDb
had- that
just
was
now.
3 then.
There's 2 in the middle.
Yeah.
It was a 4 burger. It's a double burger with the 2 in the middle and the 2.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
Right. We have the 2 we
The
know.
club burger,
A club burger.
Big Mac, if you're nasty.
Right. 2 hops. Right. It's like Frogger with 2 hops,
Right.
edge to edge.
Ugh. Okay. Hold on. Give me a sec. I can only think of like 3 John Travolta movies.
I know. That was the part I was struggling with. It's like
John is repeatedly
Battlefield to
calling me.
Earth.
Hold on, I'm gonna take this real quick.
like,
All right. We're taking a break.
Just like 30 seconds. Hey, what's up?
leave this in. We're leaving all this.
My back tire is basically flat.
Okay. We are almost done. Are you still in boring?
I'm at the end of the
Okay. All right. Do me a favor. Just send me like the nearest by address or a pen or something. We'll be done in like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. Who's with you?
Jeff and Bjorn.
I have a tire filler in the back of my car if you want to borrow it.
I have one at my
Okay.
house too. Yeah. All right. I'll be there in a little bit.
Okay.
All right, bye. You too. Bye. Well.
Oh, it's a car thing. We can leave it in.
No, he rode his bike down the Springwater to Boring.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
How
a tire
boring.
Tire thing. Should have used that phone call to ignore him and think about more Angelina Jolie movies.
You should have asked him for one.
Okay, I'll just stick with the original. So Angelina Jolie is in A Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt, who is in there's so many Brad Pitt movies. Why wasn't he ever with John Travolta in a movie?
Because he knows better.
He does know better. He knows way better. This is gonna be a lot of dead air because all I can do is think.
I
I'm
got
gonna
stuck.
try to get,
I got stuck on him too.
Right, so just
Few Good Men.
right, just take Brad
Whatever.
Pitt from the what Brad Pitt movie has the most people in it. I would go with like Once Upon a Time. Like Hollywood, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has so many.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has a fuckload of people, but so does like
Ocean 11 or 12,
Ocean's 11's
13.
got a ton. Oh, there it is. Shit. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt, who was in Ocean's 11 with George Clooney, and I lost it again. I lost.
Was in
I need
Batman and
time. I
Robin.
need time to think about it.
Right, just
with Schwarzenegger.
Scott Conn
Just keep going.
was in Ocean's 11. I mean, we can't use Gone at 60, but because we were going to. I went the wrong way.
Well, I also tried to use Swordfish.
I wrapped
He's
it all
in
around.
Swordfish
He is in
with the
Swordfish.
same director. Can we do director connections?
No.
Because then
No, it
you
has to
just
be
go.
actor.
Then you just go one.
And Swordfish is Halle Berry,
Vinnie Jones,
Vinnie Jones,
Hugh Jackman, Don Cheadle.
Yep.
Yeah, I got stuck on this one.
All right, so
oh yeah, because you could go Don Cheadle.
we'll do a better version
to-
of.
Oh yeah, you could do
if-
John
if-
Cheadle to Swordfish, and then you get to Travolta
Yep.
because he's in Ocean's 11 with. Okay,
Yeah, you
so
take
you go
Brad
Mr. and Mrs.
Pitt
Smith
to
to
Ocean's
Ocean's 11
11
to Don Cheadle.
to Swordfish
To Swordfish.
Travolta.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
I haven't seen Swordfish in a while, so I forgot.
I
John
reference
Cheadle
it
was in
way too much, and I have seen it somewhat recently, and I thought it held up. It's a terrible movie, but
Yeah, but
It's
fun.
super fun.
love it. Oh,
If I know the actors ahead of time, then I can have an answer ready.
Yeah. I'll do a better job of telling you more than once.
The funny thing is, I was helpful because I spent the last half hour like thinking about it. Anytime we had a break, I was like trying to think of stuff, but
I couldn't remember who we were doing, so but if I like can sit down and really think about it, I can get it pretty easily.
Right. So I'll tell you next week what we're gonna do.
oh, do we have an alternate ending, like a different ending to this movie?
I think they just should have ended all. Like, I would have liked the movie to truly end. The fact that we don't know what happened with the heroin guy
Yeah.
is still just a dangling participle or whatever. It's like we're just like, come on, you ended it early.
I think it would have been way funnier for him to get the Eleanor that was crushed at the end rather than the junk
Than
one.
the one that he got.
Yeah.
I want to see.
The one he fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
he
it would have
gets
been
that
way
one.
funnier for him to get that one.
He pushes the nos and it sputters.
All the shit just falls
Yeah,
off. The car doesn't
yeah.
move, but everything falls off the sides.
That'd be very comical. I'd like a fun, cute scene of them giving everyone their cars back, and we see who owns each car.
Yeah.
They're all
Like,
rich people, though. I
Them
don't
just
give a
like
fuck.
with their head down, like, "Hey, brought your car back." I don't know, and just have a bunch of cameos. That would be so fun.
Right? Just all Bruckheimer's producers.
Yeah.
I've seen enough movies with Jay Weintraub
They're all Jay
already.
Leno.
We brought your cars back, Jay. They go over there in the empty one. Maris has been looking for that 2000 Highlander.
Right. So did we watch this movie so you don't have to?
No, watch this fucking movie.
Yeah, this movie is pretty great. Oh, I have one more thing. Is this this is the last Nic Cage?
No, we have one more.
We have one more episode.
Oh, that's right. Okay, then never mind. I'm going to save it for the next one.
Okay. So you want to hit the Raz and then we'll
Yeah, let's hit the Raz and then
GTFO.
wrap it up. Here we go, Raz. All right, we're back with the Raz talking Gone in 60 Seconds. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
I guess this is going to be my new first question is, did you see it in the theater? What's your relationship to this movie?
I probably saw this in the theater.
Yeah.
This seems like a movie I would have seen in the theater. Also, it came out, I was in high school. I was old enough to really go do stuff like that. But I don't remember. I definitely remember seeing it on VHS or DVD. But I've seen this movie a lot. I remember really liking this movie. So I would probably bet I've seen this in the theater when it came out.
Yeah, I think I did too. I really like this movie. This movie gets extra points because of Giovanni Ribisi. Like that guy, when he's in a movie, he's always watchable. And even in bad movies, I still think he's fun to watch.
He's great. Like this movie, look, I'm wearing a shirt for the audio listeners. I made a shirt in 2001 when I started my punk band. I made a gas station shirt that says self-serve, like the one Angelina Jolie wears at the end of the movie at the barbecue, which is probably, I think, depending on release date, the first car heist movie where they end with the barbecue that Fast and the Furious totally stole from Gone in 60 Seconds at the end of every movie.
I think they have the same director.
Probably. It's probably like, hey, let's have the crew meet together for
oh my God, it's the same movie. They just made another movie, but they just recast the team. I never even thought about that. Oh my God.
There's tech guys and all that stuff. But this movie is one of those movies that always sticks with me. First off, so much so that even when the movie Sinners came out, I saw the movie Sinners, and I'm like, oh, that's the black dude from Gone in 60 Seconds. I don't know the guy's name. I just know he was the cop in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, you're talking Delroy. You're talking about Delroy Lindo.
Yeah, he was in this movie. It was great. Like, look, Gone in 60 Seconds is there's a fondness in it for my heart.
Yeah, the cast really elevates it. This movie could be awful, but everybody is so fun to watch. Even the people that, like, the characters that should suck. Scott Conn is likable.
Right.
The cops are likable. Oliphant and Delroy.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie's hesitant to involve herself. Right, you got Will Patton, you got Robert Duval, you got Giovanni Ribisi, you got just the best versions of people who play those roles, all of them in the same movie.
This is a flawless casted movie. I think this is a great. You got the kid with the long hair who's either Mexican or Indian, but he's too pretty. He's kind of like a pretty Christian Slater who doesn't know what to do, and then he steals the wrong car. He wants to.
I don't know if it's the same guy, but he reminds me of the kid from Independence Day that's not Ski Ulrich or whatever, like Randy Quaid's son or whatever. Like, you're like, could this guy read?
Right. But it's a great movie.
Good use of a dog, real fun dog in this movie. Russians.
Yeah, 100%. You have the dog eat it. It's a cool little comic moment. You got a rival gang. You got the guy who was Doctor Who when they brought him back. Chris, that's so black close to lives in.
Yeah, right. Okay. So my last question about this is, they steal 50 cars in one night. If you could get one of those cars, which one would you get?
Oh, probably the Shelby, maybe the last one.
I mean, that has to be the answer, right? Like, that's my answer too.
All the others are kind of garbage. I could give a fuck about, I'd take the
Lamborghinis and whatever.
Fuck that, dude. It's such a waste of money. I'd take a Jeep. I'd take maybe the Cadillac Escalade they stole from that guy's house when the kid got shot.
Yeah, right. Some a little more practical than a Ferrari.
100%.
I'd take the Shelby because
100%. Yeah,
they really do a good job of like deifying that car, but also it's sick. It's such a cool.
Yeah, it's a sick car.
And it's of all the ones in that movie, that I don't think I've ever seen one of those in real life.
Yeah, I don't know if they are. I don't think they're real.
That might be the answer. I've never looked it up.
Right, because there's so few. Right? Like it is. It's yeah, no, I agree. I think it's that's the most practical one for sure. All the other ones are too faint. Like I don't need any of these fancy bullshit.
Right. I'm with you. It's especially because I'm a city. I like living in the city, in a
Right.
city, any city, and I can't imagine like a Lamborghini in a city is pointless. You just look at it and then
Right.
drive another car.
Right.
All right. So Gone in 60 Seconds. How would you? What would you? How many? What like car thief movies? I can't think of too many car stealing
There's
movies.
not that
but-
many great ones. This is definitely up there. I mean, look, this is up there. I mean, this is one. Name a Nic Cage movie. This is up there.
Yeah. So this one gets recommended pretty quick in whatever category gets asked.
Name an Angelina Jolie movie. This gets up there. You know.
Right. Name a movie with 3 people who are probably insane and you don't want to hang out with but are excellent actors.
Right.
These top
This is
3.
up there.
Memphis, and also Memphis Reigns is one of the dopest movie names of all time.
Well, but his real name's Randall.
Right? That's even fine. But the fact that they just
Right. Randall Memphis.
Memphis Reigns
Yeah.
is such a good name.
Dude, such a good name for a thief.
I love it. Right? When also when it rains in Memphis, it's probably a nice relief.
Right.
It's real humid. All right,
Absolutely.
so that's Gone in 60 Seconds. What we'll all right, how do you want to sign this one off?
You know, I'll keep it with, be good to yourselves and each other. Take care of yourselves out there.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah. Thanks, Raz. We'll talk to you next week. I'll text you the movie. The listeners will hear about it in just a minute, but I'll text it to you in a second because honest to God, we just sorted it out and I forgot. So
Amazing.
I will. I'll text you in a little bit. And thanks, man.
All right.
Thanks for joining
Absolutely.
us. And we'll be right back with the questions for Gone in 60. All right, that was the Raz. Next week, to round out Nic Cage month, we're just doing just a straight up Nicolas Cage appreciation. We're gonna just talk about Nicolas Cage. That's so there's no movie for next week. We're just talking Nicolas Cage.
Mm-hmm.
And then July, we have a new theme. I'm excited to tell you about. You'll hear about it on the next episode. And we'll
Patreon.
Yeah, you want to talk about? Should we mention it now or
Let's do it now because I think we're gonna launch it next month.
Yeah,
right?
it should be launched. By
So, y'all might notice that along with the Cage recap, you got some bonus episodes.
Yeah.
3 of them, and they're all about Mission Impossible. And that is because we are launching a Patreon.
we gotta pay for
Spike the cameras.
we gotta pay for these fake plants.
We got to pay for these plants. We got to pay for these chairs. We got to pay for everything in here. So we're launching a Patreon. The first 3 episodes that you're getting out with the Cage recap about Mission Impossible is going to be kind of the ilk of what we're going to be putting out every month. So if you like that and you want to support us, there's a few different tiers that you can join, ranging from just a general contribution to us, all the way to getting some stuff and possibly even us coming to you to record an episode that's just for you, that you get to keep and no one else gets to hear.
Right.
It's like the Wu-Tang deal.
That's the Shkreli tier.
Yeah, exactly. So we would love it if you guys go on Patreon, subscribe, help us out, keep the lights on, and be part of the club. Be a real big deal part of the club.
Yeah, there's ways to participate. There's more things to engage with. There's access. There's exclusive content. There's first look content. We got big ideas coming, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
You'll have the chance to be on episodes with us.
Yeah,
and
better than a chance. There's a tier where you get it,
where you just get to be. You
pick
be
the
in the room
movie,
with us.
and we make your episode.
Yeah. And we'll have we've talked about throwing some live shows here in Portland, and you'll have priority access to those. There's a lot of stuff we're trying to throw your way. So we would love it if you guys joined us.
Hell yeah, become real members of the club. It's a real club now.
Yeah.
Anything else to plug?
Nah.
Right?
What's your other podcast?
Oh, my other podcast, Love Hate Laughs.
Love Hate Laughs. Randy's got a list.
I have a What's More Metal, Ghosts and Hoes Anytime Now. Unlock this, and please check out Not That Late Show.
And I got the same as last week. August 1st, Columbus, Ohio, Leisure Club. August 2nd, Norwood, Ohio. That's in the Cincinnati area. That is a festival in Norwood. So if you live near there, Use the Google. All right. Meeting adjourned.